Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to part 6 of my F1 2015 Kimi Raikkonen Career mode. Today you join me in Q1 at Monaco, the most prestigious track on the calendar, and it didn't go too well for me. As we come down to the chicane, I turn in too early, clip my inside rear tyre on the barrier, that spins me round, and well, that's that run over. So here is my last chance to get through to Q2. Coming round whatever this bend is, I get a touch of oversteer as I put my foot on the throttle, and then I try to brake while oversteering, which locks the rears and launches me into the barrier. So I've lost my front wing, and I pull over to retire and settle for 19th on the grid. And at this track, that means we've got a lot of recovery to do tomorrow. So here I am on the grid, ready to start the Monaco Grand Prix. Got to be very cautious down into turn 1. Bad start as usual, but with the acceleration of the Ferrari I can breeze past the Manners on the run into Sandoval. And just being cautious, Carlos Sainz right in front of me there. Manor trying to keep it on the inside, but I hold it around the outside of them. Getting very close to the barrier on exit, and overall a clean start. Managed to dispatch the two Manners. Have a look around the outside of Carlos Sainz here and pull it off. Almost hit the back of Alonso. Carlos Sainz is still on the outside of me though as we come into whatever the hell this turn is. I have a look down the inside of Alonso, but it just wouldn't work, especially with the kink on exit here. And then I kind of get boxed in by Sainz up against the barrier, and that allows Mary to come down the inside. So hats off to him. He was on the ball there to dive for that gap when it appeared. But as we come into the tunnel section, power of my car relative to his, I'm easily breezed past, gets very close in the tunnel, sort of coming across me there, but I was able to get ahead without collision nonetheless. As we come up the hill on lap 2, I get a very good run on Carlos Sainz. I dive for a gap when I see it, go around the outside into turn 2, and he doesn't put up much of a fight. So that is nicely done. Now I've got to chase after Alonso. As we head towards to back, I get a good run on Fernando Alonso, go for a risky move down the inside, and that wasn't really going to work at all. He sort of turned across me, I kind of just drove into him. My front tyres are really overheating. I'm pushing as hard as I can trying to get past these guys, because while I'm stuck behind Alonso and the other kind of back markers, everyone else is just pulling away, like at the front, and that's not good, so I need to get past these guys as soon as possible. And at this track, that's just not easy to do, although I've got to run on Alonso as we come up the hill on exit of turn 1. A little bit of contact there as the barrier kind of comes into the track, but as the track twists, and that's move done. Now I'm catching up to these guys so quickly. Like as soon as I'm past Alonso, I'm on the back of Hülkenberg instantly. I'm just being held up so much here, and I don't think I've talked about strategy yet, but I think we're just doing a one-stop. We're going to go from super softs to softs. Although I'm, trying to make up places, so if I don't know, something happens, like I get involved in a crash or something, hopefully not, but obviously the strategy will change. Anyway, at the moment, I'm just trying to get past Hülkenberg as I fling it down the inside into this chicane, try hold it around the outside on exit, but there's contact, and he gets the place, then, locking up a little bit as what is Alonso doing? I think we're going to have a look at a replay of that. So here is a replay. I hit the barrier on exit a little bit. Alonso has got a good run on me, and as I run wide, I think he just tags my rear tyre. Here it is from his point of view. He just dives for a gap that just closed as soon as he went for it, and then, yeah, I've really ruined his race. Well, I suppose he sort of ruined his own, but it was a joint effort. As we move on to lap 5, I'm still trying to get past Hülkenberg, and I dive up the inside from very late and then back out of it and get a better exit and go for the inside. And as we come around Raskas, Hülkenberg has the inside. That was my best shot at getting past him so far, although we're still side by side as we come around the final turn. I think he's going to have DRS. Well, I haven't got it, so he has got DRS. He's on the inside of me. He gets in front, but I'm able to squeeze him on the inside. He had the choice of cut the corner there or stick behind me, and he chose to stick behind me. Shortly afterwards, I get onto the back of Ericsson and the rest of the pack, and I try a move into my new favourite overtaking place, disrupt their turn-in, and then get a better exit on the inside. And this time I'm ahead, well, he's sort of on the inside through Raskas, but he backs out of it on exit. So I have found a new favourite overtaking place, and it seems to work perfectly every time. A lap later, I am all over the back of Jenson Button as we come through to back, and then as we come into this chicane, my favourite overtaking place, I do it yet again, get past Button. That time it worked the smoothest it has yet, and well, it seems that I'm just getting one driver through that bend each lap, so lap by lap I'm getting past them there. Now all I've got to do is catch up to the back of Verstappen, and hopefully I can do the same thing again. Although as we come through the tunnel, I am already right on the back of Verstappen. I have a... well, actually, no, I hit him. I hit him into the chicane because he broke amazingly early, and then I'm able to get around the outside of him on exit. I'm not sure if that move is completely allowed, but he broke so far before the bend. I don't know what he was doing. It sort of reminds me of him and Grosjean at turn 1. And then here... Perez braking very early as well into Raskas, and I'm able to just fly down the inside of him. I'm not sure if these guys are struggling from tyre wear. I don't think so. I'm running the highest possible downforce. So, and I'm definitely not going easy on my tyres, so how these guys are slow already, I don't know. As actually I get a kick of oversteer as I try and get past Kvyat up the hill. Can I do it? I kind of make a gap there. That could have ended terribly. Round the outside of Kvyat, get alongside Maldonado, have the inside round turn 3 and then get a better exit. That is me in front of that pack in about half a lap. That was a sudden charge. Don't know why they're going so slowly. They're braking early and they just seem to be cornering slowly. A couple of laps later, I'm able to fling it down the inside of Romain Grosjean into what I think is turn 4, although I might be wrong. And now I have already caught up to the back of Ricciardo and Vettel. So I'm already up there with... I was going to say the front runners, but actually they're 5th and 6th, so Vettel's underperforming it seems, although actually I find out later on he is on the soft tyre, so he has a disadvantage at this point, and I'm going to want to get past him, otherwise when he's on the quicker tyre later in the race, I'm not going to be able to match him at all, so I want to kind of be in front so that once I'm on the slower tyre I can hold him up. And, well, rapidly gaining on Ricciardo, already right on the back of him, hitting the back of him into Raskas, then checking for damage. They're really braking early, and I just keep hitting the AI at this stage, and then I just really balls up the last turn and hit all of the barriers and have to check for damage again. And that's dropped me back quite far, so ruined any chance of a move up the hill or into turn 1. But I'm still trailing them, as you can see from the purple best time. That means I have fastest lap of the race. I'm really on a charge. And I'm already on the back of Ricciardo again. He is on the super soft, so doesn't really make sense for his tyres to be wearing and not mine. I mean, my tyres are wearing, but not very quickly at all. I can still go much quicker than the AI. And I'm already being held up by Ricciardo and Vettel. I think Ricciardo's being held up by Vettel as well. But that's because Vettel is on the soft tyre, as I said before. Still trailing Ricciardo, I fling it up the inside into this chicane again, and then get a better exit as usual. And actually I get a touch of oversteer and hit him, I think, but that is me past. Over the next few laps, I repeatedly try to pass Vettel, but I can't. We're equal on power, well, we're in equal cars, aren't we? We're both in Ferraris, and I just cannot get past him. He put a whole new meaning to holding someone up, honestly. I'm surprised, well, I'm not surprised because it's not implemented in the game, but he didn't let me through. I mean, in real life, Ferrari would have, you know, you've got two drivers on different strategies, you let the quicker one go ahead. But, I mean, I'm hitting him, I'm just having, we're equal power, so I'm having to come from so far back into the bends, and yeah, it just doesn't happen. It happens over and over again. And then on lap 19, it looks like I'm able to get it done into turn 4, but then as we come into the hairpin, he hits me, and it's kind of fair, I suppose. I did hit him a lot, and then side by side around these couple of right-handers, it looks like he's gone and run wide, but no, he comes from nowhere again. So yeah, I give up and come into the pits, and this is my only pit stop. I think I pit for, I pit for the prime tyres, which are going to take me to the end of the race. It's lap 21 and I'm trying to find my way past Daniel Ricciardo when Sebastian Vettel comes out of the pits and crucially behind me. So that means I've undercut him. He's now on super softs though, which does mean he'll be quicker. Although I then run wide into turn 4, which allows Sebastian Vettel to come past me on exit. I try and keep it on the inside round the hairpin, but he just drives off round the outside and I am now stuck behind Vettel, who's on quicker tyres, so I doubt I'll be getting that place back anytime soon, although Vettel looks like he's going to be held up by Ricciardo, so maybe if they start battling each other I could get past the pair of them, but Vettel's probably just going to drive off at this point. After a few laps of following Vettel and Ricciardo, I get rather impatient, and with lots of wheel-to-wheel contact, I make my way up the inside of Sebastian Vettel into turn 3, no, turn 2, that's the one. And then as we come into the tunnel later on the lap, Ricciardo gets massively held up by Stevens, and thankfully I am able to find my way through. I don't think Ricciardo would have been too difficult to overtake because he is on the slower tyre, whereas Sebastian was on the super soft, but still, Stevens really helped me out there, so he'll get a pat on the back in the driver's briefing after the race. Surprisingly, it didn't take long to catch up to Bottas, Rosberg and Felipe Massa, and then even more surprisingly, it was quite easy to cruise around the outside of Bottas for 4th place, and then all over the back of Rosberg for 3rd. Can I get onto the podium? That would be a pretty mighty performance to come from 19th to the podium, but as of the moment it looks like I'm just going to sit behind Rosberg and wait for an opportunity to overtake. But here I start thinking about doing something different with the strategy, because at the moment I'm just on the same tyres as these guys with the same wear and I'm just sitting behind them, unable to get past. I say that, but I get alongside Rosberg through the chicane. So I decide that I'm going to spice things up with the strategy, and instead of just going along with what everyone else does, I'm going to gamble and come in for a fresh set of the super softs, as well, my switchback move on Nico Rosberg here just doesn't work, and actually there's quite a lot of contact involved. So I come into the pits for a fresh set of the super soft tyres, and hopefully I don't get held up and my pace is good enough to catch up to where I was, and then on these tyres, passing Rosberg and Massa shouldn't be difficult at all. That's the plan. And, well, it's a simple plan, but whether it's a plan that will work is a completely different thing. I catch up to Vettel and Bottas, and I need to get past these guys quickly, and I do just that with a very unique move past Vettel, and setting the fastest lap. I now need to get past Bottas all over the back of him into turn 1. Can I do him up the hill? I hope so, because I need to get past them quickly. He's on the worn softs, I'm on fresh super softs. There is just no doubt that I am considerably quicker than him as I storm around the outside at turn 2. Now I've got to go and hunt Ricciardo. It shouldn't take many bends to catch him with a gap like that. Coming around the hairpin, well, the hairpin's just, doesn't matter what tyre you're on, you're still just dead slow. I think that's like the slowest corner on the calendar or something like that. Anyway, I'm sort of within range of making a move, possibly maybe into the chicane down here. If not, definitely into the other chicane. I'll probably do my new favourite overtaking move, and actually I hit the back of Ricciardo. Now I'm alongside him into to back. What can I do here? I can hit him. He goes into the barrier, touch of oversteer, but I've got past him nonetheless. These moves do look very risky and, well, dangerous, some people might say, but I need to get past these guys quickly, and already the next person up the road is Rosberg, so time to set fastest lap after fastest lap after fastest lap. I am now on the back of Rosberg and Massa. Can I get second place off of these guys? I definitely have the pace to, and I've got plenty of laps to get past right up the gearbox of Rosberg, and now I'm going to dive for the outside, hitting the barrier there. That's not good. Thankfully I avoided front wing damage, and I just drove around the outside of Rosberg and Massa. That's second place. Thank you very much. That should be easy to keep hold of. Can I go and get Hamilton? No, I can't. He's 35 seconds up the road. I think over the next few laps I'm able to get that down to 20. But definitely not enough laps to catch up to Hamilton, and I settle for second place. Here we are, collecting our well-deserved trophy. What a race. Oh my god, 19th, actually not even gaining many places at the start, to come through to get second place. I did not expect that. I thought top 5 tops, but wow. What a race. We get to see the only different podium animation here at Monaco, because, well, they're all identical at every other race, aren't they? And I did have a time, actually no, I think I had like 9 seconds added to my time or something because of corner cutting. I think that was basically down at the chicane, but it didn't matter because I was so far ahead of Massa. That's 18 points in the bag for me. I think, well, I know the the Drivers' Championship is very close after this race. Hopefully, yeah, there we go, I switched it. So, yeah, there's 7 points separating the top 4, so very interesting indeed. Hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did to record it. Like and subscribe if you did, and, well, see you next time. Goodbye.